Hi, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. If it is your natural Earth Day, where you came into your avatar, your bodily form, happy Earth Day to you. Happy Earth Day, dear loved one. Happy Earth Day to you. Now, for the rest of us, this is a birthday, a spiritual birthday of sorts for us, because we're allowing the Holy Spirit to continually wash us afresh, right? And so our birthing center, spiritually speaking, for both the man and the woman, is right here and right here. Yeshua told us, he said, out of the heart flows the issues of life. One of the old proverbs, one of the old wisdom heads told us, you know what I'm saying? As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. As you think in your heart, so are you. Somebody else was like, yeah, the man who thinks he can and the man who thinks he can are both right. How that it's both gonna be true? Because whatever you're seeking in the kingdom is added unto you. Whatever's going on inside of the cup is shown outwardly for you. And it works the opposite way too. Whatever you pray for in secret, our Father, our spiritual parents, our mother, the I am. I'll be referring to God as the I am, probably just because I know it's a variety of different ones that watch. And I want to make sure that no one misses what the I am is speaking to them. Okay? And so the one who has an ear to hear, let them hear what the Spirit says to the church. You are the church. You are the temple. You are the housing place. You are the avatar. You are the bodysuit. You are the beautiful and courageous vessel that God has made their abode in them. When Moses said, they said, let us make man in our image. So that's why you see the image of the feminine. You see the image of the masculine. And so what we pray in secret, our spiritual parents, our dad, who a cattle on 1,000 hills belongs to him. But that's in our kingdom. Remember, Yeshua was like, if this was my kingdom, I will call out my people and they will be on your head. But they tried to fool him at the very last point where he was about to completely beat the game, where even death would be under his feet. That program, that programmed illusion into the invisible parts of you that want to make you function believing what it wants you to function as and believe in. And so, he's like, if this was my kingdom, trust me. You know what I'm saying? Like, when they was like, look, should we call down fire from heaven on them? He was like, you don't know what spirit you talking true, but you don't know what spirit it is. That's why you got to know what's going on, what spirits are on the inside of the cup, right? Because whatever ones is on the inside, that's going to be what shows manifested in manifestation and manifested form on the outside. So if I have a lot of spiritual dynamics, energies in my house, of anger and hatred, then I can put on a little face for however long, but eventually that face gonna fall off, because we're playing a role, but then you really playing a role that you really ain't cut out for that role. Like, we wouldn't have cast you for that role right now because you just don't have what it takes. That role and that character, they need a lot of discipline, and you haven't figured out how to allow us to chasing you, to show you the discipline our way. You check out some of ElectraBe's videos on love meditation, love activation, and you'll see what our chastising looks like, the way we discipline you. It's not discipline like what you thought. We're not those types of parents. Like, we're love in all ways. Every way you could think about it, we're love. And so when we say we chasing you because we love you, it's training you up in the way you should go. If you see that child has a lot of skill in a certain area, then you have to be the parent, and you have to show that child how to be disciplined in that area. And you do that in a loving way because they're the child and they haven't learned discipline yet. And so that's what we're trying to do with you. But yeah, you trying to play that role like you fake nice or you fake kind, you know, and we get it. We've played all those roles. We're not high priests that can't be touched by the infirmities of our people. We know what it's like to be a man, to be a woman. We know what it's like. We became like you. That's what Paul meant when he said he was talking as us. They were channeling the way ElectraBe is channeling for you. But she's doing it for your time and your day and age and what we're birthing into the earth. And I'm telling you what's coming into the earth because you have decided to go to the mountains. You truly are a city set on a hill that can't be hidden. You weren't ready for that role back then because you didn't have the discipline, you didn't have the character, you didn't have the maturity to play that person. Now you've become that person. You're ready for the role. You're ready to step into your role as Esther. You're ready to step into your role as Ruth. You're ready to step into your role as Eve. She ready, she ready. She ready, she ready for your right team, right game, right team. But yeah, you know, like, and I'm gonna probably talk a lot to the feminine, just because it's our hour. We just stepped into the big leagues. Check out ElectraBe's video where she talks about the suicide. There's for a message for parents and everything. If you have ears to hear and eyes to see, there's another hidden message in it where she's actually talking about the spiritual suicide, and that it's the hour where you choose to let go of your old self. You cut the cord, that umbilical cord. Nobody's now grabbing your heel trying to hold you back. No, you done wrestled with the angel long enough. Now the angel like, let me go. It's about to be daybreak. Like, literally, it's you at the daybreak too. Like, let me go. And we like, no, we ain't letting you go till you bless us. Look, we ain't turning back. Yes, it's cutting the cord, severing the tie where you're still, you know, rolling back to your old self. You know, you backslide and you keep, you know, everybody clap your hands. How low can you go? You know, but the question is, how low can you go? Because you're going to go low regardless. You either going to go low in your ego life, and man, that's what most of us have experienced. Or you going to go low in humility when you step into your God life, when you take on your Christ mind. And so you, my friends, you are a city, a group of people. It's so many of us now stepping into our identity, stepping into these locations and these regions. Send me your location and focus on communicating, because I just need to know the time and place to come through. We've gotten to this place where we have humbled ourselves and we've submitted ourselves to the I am, and we're saying, here am I, Lord, send me. You know, it's the Isaiah mantle. We're also saying, I believe it's the Samuel mantle, where whoever was the one where he was like, you know, God, I keep hearing you calling me. And then they said, if you hear them call you again, because you're hearing it in what would appear to be your imagination. But see, all of this is happening in your imagination. And you have to choose what reality you want to be a part of. And the only way to get to the reality, the life that's meant for you, because remember, Yeshua told us, he said, if you're trying to save your old life, you're going to lose it. You lose it regardless. because when you literally croak, you come up out of the game. And then you like, man, remember last time I was here, we set it up so I wouldn't take my life in that way. I would take my life in a spiritual way. And then they like, well, them old records, you know what I'm saying? You still got that DNA in you, because way back then, Jonah, you know, way back then, and when you was playing the African roles, when we first brought you over to this new level, because we knew you was going to take this land anyway, because all of it, the cattle on 1,000 hills belong to our family. When we was bringing you over, you was like, I see what's happening, I'm out, and you jumped overboard. You know what I'm saying? Some of us was thrown overboard. And so there's this natural proclivity to wanting to, for the game, the programs that be, to try to get you to take your life. But you got to hear it in the other way. You do lose your life, but then you find it. You don't have to croak to find it. And Yeshua told you that was our will on earth as it is in heaven. When you croak, you're out of this bodysuit, you fully see. We're giving you the opportunity by way of the spirit of wisdom, the spirit of revelation, the spirit of understanding, the spirit of power, the spirit of might, the spirit of prophecy. All of us, all of our holy and righteous and majestic and loving spirit, because God is spirit. So all of it is us. They kind of like aunties and uncles, you know what I'm saying? Proverbs, you know, that's your auntie, you know. All in that book, you know, spirit of wisdom, she be saying, you know, that's why we use the pronoun she. We haven't always used the pronoun she, like we don't use it in your current book regarding the Holy Spirit, because it was the hour of the Christ, but now we're in the hour of the bridegroom, the revelation of the bridegroom. So you're going to understand more about mom. Even though mom has always been in the book, but also it's kind of like, because our father and mother are one, it's like if somebody sends mail, you've got mail, and it says Mr. and Mrs., or it says the Christs, you know, the I ams, and so that includes everybody, you know what I'm saying? We're playing a lot of different roles, or a lot of different expressions of us. Elohim, El Shaddai, Jehovah, Yeshua, right? These different ways we've expressed ourselves, that you've known us, the last Adam, right? So all the Son of God, the Son of Man, the Son of David, you know, all of these different expressions. Jehovah Sikkenu, Jehovah Shalom, Jehovah Jireh, Jehovah Eliom, all of it is different expressions of us, but it's only one us, so it's only one identity. We're all coming in the name of the one. And so you got your aunties, your uncles, you got everybody trying to make sure you step into your land, because it's a company of us. We've been preparing our army in the wilderness. That's why you were in the wilderness. You passed the stage. You was like, really? That, you know, some of you in your relationships, you know, here you failed relationships, you go through all of these issues, and you're like, okay, I learned, and then you get with somebody and you're like, wow, is this still what's really in my heart? Like, is this still, I'm still drawing this to me? And the Lord wants you to know, no, it wasn't that part of the word where you draw them, you know, where it's like out of the heart, which is in the house, flows the issues of life, or the successes of life. Whatever's showing up in the life is flowing from the heart. But the water is also in the heart too. And so the upgrade for the woman at the well, so when you're at the basic level of the woman at the well, you just constantly, you either think he your husband, or you think he your husband, is that your husband, you know, and then some of you may take as your husband, and then you unhusband them, and then you got another husband, or you got another one that, you know what I'm saying, y'all ain't really in covenant, but you acting like a wife. Where they do that at? In the ego illusion? The prince of this world have us be prostituting us. That ain't how the brothers are in the kingdom. They don't look at you like that. They look at you with purity in their eyes. They've made a covenant. It's in Job. You make a covenant with your eyes. They see you as sister. They see you as another man's bride. Same way Electra said in her video, the Eve, Ruth, and Esther blessing. She said, if that ain't my bae Adam, that's my brother Adam. Okay? Literally, there is one Christ we've perfected for you. Male watching, there's one bride of Christ we've perfected for you. Okay? And she embodies Eve. He embodies Adam. You all are part of the last stage play. This the last rendition. This the last show. Right? So you know, she your Eve, you her Adam. You know, you her Boaz, she your Ruth. You her king, she your Bathsheba, bathing in perfume for you, baby. You know what I'm saying? She your Esther. She got that womanly thing about her, but then there's something so innocent about her, you know? She like Bathsheba, but then she got that Esther thing, you know, it's like a purity. You know, but she gotta have that Bathsheba in her because that's what Jezebel don't like. You know, Jezebel want to be, you know, the only one that's pretty. What? Where they do that at in Jezebel world? She want to be the only one, you know, able to hear the voice of God. No. Esther was very spiritual. That's how she knew to call a fast. Esther was very intuitive. She was very discerning of spirits, the spiritual dynamics. Jezebel, she want to manipulate because she want to run a man. Who run the world? Girls. No. We ain't on that separation tip. You know what I'm saying? Girls is running, you know, the show right now is in we're stepping into the major leagues, but it ain't gonna be no, you know, now, you know, back in that old loop with the Amazons, you know, or whatever, you know, now, no, it's not that. We're coming into oneness. It's not, oh, this colored people get to be over everybody now. No, some of them colored people ain't really the colored people you think they are in them avatars. No. You gotta see we doing a new thing. Alright? We're a oneness. We're coming back into oneness. You're going backwards into the story. So you passing, you know, Esther, Ruth, you get back to Eve. You get back to where the curse began. And then we even go further back into the elements where we first experience our separation. You know, the water above from the water below, right? And then we bring it back. And so, yeah, like Jezebel, you know, she real manipulative. She got her own agenda. And she's hearing deep secrets too, but it's the deep secrets of the prince of this world. But the spirit of wisdom and revelation is sharing to our Esthers what's going on, what's really happening. So you got to be able to tell, you know, Esther influenced the king. Esther has so much influence over the king. Esther was bold, the same way Jezebel was. But you know how they call dogs bitches? Well, every single word, because we are the word, has an opportunity to be fully redeemed and alchemized in your mind. But like, it's the reason why when she fell that other time, we had her devoured. But we bring up beautiful things from the ash, right? We've created everything from the dust. And so let's jump into this GPS time. Keep in mind, this is a general spiritual time. If you want to do a personal GPS appointment with Electra, check that information out on your screen. But we're going to pull from our word. Let's see. We're gonna start with this Joyce Meyer script right here. The Battlefield of the Mind is what I'm pulling from. Joyce Meyer, notes and commentary, amplified version. Let's just experience this win. Let's get some little ruach. If you want to get into the kingdom, you got to be childlike. At least laugh when you watch something. Laugh from a pure place, all right? Be the one when the Lord tell you, when he show you, you laughing, it's like silly, but you ain't laughing because you in disbelief. You laughing like, oh my goodness, I'm stepping into the kingdom. And so we need a little ruach. We need to feel a little wind. Yeah. Okay, now we getting some wind. It ain't a mighty Russian wind, but it's a gentle wind. That little air feel good. Oh my goodness. Okay. So God has already told you you're a city set on a hill that can't be hid. So this is your hour of revealing, says the Lord. This is your hour of coming forth. This is your hour of preparedness. And so that's why we're trying to be childlike, because we want to fully enter into the promise. And it's not easy because we've been walking around in a circle for a long time. Yeah, that's what I was telling you, that it wasn't the reason why that man was being drawn to you there was because of what you carry. Remember, she was carrying the pitchers of water. I'm saying it like that so you could think about it differently, to help you transform in your mind. Be therefore transformed by the renewing of your mind, the renewing, so that you can perceive. Because God is like, see, I'm doing a new thing. Have you not perceived it? Let me try to get some of my messengers to you so you can perceive it. So yeah, that man came into your life because of what you carry. It's because of the water. Yeshua experienced the same thing to Christ. So men, you all experience the same thing, where you're not all like, well, is that my wife? Is that my wife? Is that Eve? Is that Esther? Is that the one? Is that the one? No. You'll know them. You'll know even as you are known. And so there were, it was a woman, which is a lot of different things happening in the story, but there was a woman who, was the first one to the tomb. There was Yeshua was waiting for the woman at the well, sitting there waiting for her. His disciples was like, why he waiting? Why he talking to her? I thought we was on like this bro tip, man. Why he over there? Y'all think he about to? He been talking about a wedding. He been talking about his bride and stuff. Y'all think he about to? Man, the good time's about to be over. He about to be clank clank. Clank, clank, Martin voice. He was preparing a wedding, but what I'm saying, it was for once the bride got to this part. We are at the part where, because there's so many of us, we're going to be like a city. We're going to be flooding the earth. It's the bride of Christ and Christ getting to the same level now. So whoever your kingdom matches, you all have arrived at the same level now. And so Christ had to know when he was around them other women that, okay, it's not my time. My times are in the Lord's hands. I know Eve is being prepared. I feel like something missing. It's my rib. I can't breathe the same. It don't feel the same, Even though I'm single and I'm talking about a wedding, I know the wedding's coming. And so you have to go through this process where you become the elevated version of the woman at the well, where now everybody that come to you ain't your husband. Some of them is coming for ministry help. They coming because of what you carry deep on the inside. And a lot of what you carry is about relationships, because, man, you've been through the ringer. Oh, but sing, barren woman. You who never bore a child, shout for joy. So when you're shouting for joy, you telling joy, joy, come here, come here, come here, joy. Shout for joy, shout for joy. Joy's got something for you. And again, you got to think about it different. You got to be like a child. You got to follow the story. And so we're going to see where we opened up to. Comfort, my people. Okay, so we're at Proverbs 16:9 is at the top. And so we'll go with that. And then we're going to jump over to what's directly next to it. So here I have Proverbs 9 right here. It says 6:9, and I'm going to do 9. This 6:9 is important. It's relevant. It makes me think of 2 fish. It not only speaks of, I hear the Lord saying, your ministry, where the Lord is making you fishers of men. And so Peter, if you're a man watching this, you obviously identify that with that. But the woman at the well, she had to be there with the water too. That's why Christ met her at the water, because it's about the baptism, but it's also about being fishers of men. So she had to learn where her water was so she can really know how to draw and be satisfied. So then she can baptize others with what she had. It's your anointing that destroys the yoke, but you got to get it first. You got to be a first partaker of the fruit. And so the time around June or July may even be significant for you. But I see this as like, it looks like 2 fish, like how at really fancy restaurants or hotels and stuff, where they'll have like a big glass case, and they'll have these super exotic fish, and it'll only be 2 of them, and they're swimming like that. And so the fish is significant for you. I feel like it's because of the hearts the Lord is going to allow you to reach. And woman at the well, you passed that when you left your water jar, so the way you were doing it before, and then you went out and you still gave your water, you still gave your perfume, you still gave the water, the tears from your eyes. It's the fragrance from your life, because those people knew, how she talking about come meet a man? Don't you got a man at home, right? It's the same energy of what they were saying about Christ. Who he think he is? He think he Elijah. He think he one of the prophets. He think he's somebody from the dead over there channeling, probably doing about the devil. And then Peter was like, nah, that's the Son of the living God. Thou art the Christ. Oh, wow, it's the Son in there now. What up though, son? Whoa, it's the bride in there. So you went out with your water jar and you began to testify as the bride. Come meet a man who told me everything about myself. And it's significant because we're not just in the hour of the spiritual marriage, but it's going to be a spiritual marriage because you and your person are going to be so spiritually in tune. You're going to be so spiritually connected. But also it's the time of the natural manifestation. And so this is speaking of you all being fishers of men, because you now have both found your way to move in the water. You ever see those fish? They constantly be moving like this. It's like the yin and the yang. This is your counterpart, not the counterfeit, where you trying to counter. Let me counter it with something. Let me settle it with something. Let me, if I give you this, will you give me this? You don't have to barter, with our family. Our parents aren't like that. They just needed you to know who you was. You had to remember. Do you remember? You remember how much mom and dad loves you? You remember their story? Remember how they used to sit all of us around? Sometimes it would be outside by a fire. Other times, sometimes they like to try to, how they play the games, they little scare you. You know, sometimes we just be all sitting around. Sometimes, you know, granddad would have us at the long table, and they get you all this food and stuff. Y'all remember when they were telling us their story, when they were showing us their story? They were telling us how the story was going to play out, and they were saying, but don't pay too much attention to that other story, because if your eyes is full of light, your whole body will be full of light. So you got to look at the stories that mirror the experience you want to have, because the eyes is letting into the body, right? The mind and the heart, and then it's coming back out. It's still the circular motion is coming back out into the life. And so they like, we want to make sure you have our story, so we gonna litter the land. We gonna fill our book with our story, and then we're gonna fill your world with all these songs to bring you back to remembrance, so you can remember the love that you had at first, the love that we had at first. That's the love you're supposed to have now, because I declare the end from the beginning. I declare the end of a thing at the beginning. I am the first and the last. It's me playing the story in the beginning. It's me playing the story in the end. Lo, I come in the volume of the book, so it's all me. But what I talked about in the beginning is covenant marriage between these two. How beautiful we designed you all. The feminine body, the masculine body. Then I bring you to the wedding. You know, we had to grow up a little bit, even though we came out grown. That's when it be like, oh, you think you grown, but nah, you still be speaking as a child, speaking as a child, understanding as a child. But man, when you grow up, you put away that childish stuff. When I became a man, I put away childish things. I hear the Father saying, I had to learn that, to put away childish things. Because your parents is silly, man. Your daddy, he be clowning. But anyway, this is the story. And so what I'm seeing too with this Proverbs 6:9 right here in reference to the fish as well. There's going to be a lot of increase and multiplication for you all as you learn your dance. Again, the fish, when they're swimming there, but they're still on display. But they're swimming. They're learning their flow. They're learning how to get in the flow together. They're learning, but mind you, you all have already been on the hill. You were the city set on the hill when you were crucified with Christ. You were the city set on the hill when you died to yourself, when you stepped into your yes, right? So you've been to the hill of frankincense. Shulamite, bride, Eve. You know, it's you, the mountain of myrrh, the hill of frankincense. You went to the hill too. You went to the mountaintop. And so you all aren't going to be intimidated by the pressures that will come, because every level has pressures. And so you won't be intimidated by the pressures that will come at those higher levels, because you're going to be on display. But you're going to learn your rhythm. And then once that happens, it's going to be a lot of increase that's coming in. It's going to be a lot of intimacy too. I'm noticing the 69 as in the 69. It's going to be a lot of beautiful intimacy. It's going to be a purity to it. Keep in mind, you know, Solomon, who also was a king, right? So those of you getting these king types, we got Esther, we got Bathsheba, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it's interesting. They think, you know, Solomon and Lemuel is the same person, and you know, obviously you got David and David's process, and we're gonna share insight on all of that. But you know, obviously these were sexual men. Okay, and if they coming in the name and the identity of your daddy, why you think we got so many kids? Okay, why? I mean, there's been a lot that happened, and the barren woman. Oh, I'm telling you to start singing. Anytime we bring a song to you, that's why ElectraBe doing these songs. She like sing. It's the part in, you know, Song of Solomon where they're like, you know, the winter is past, the rain is over and gone. now is the, it's the season for singing. It's the cooing of doves, the doves that mate for life. It's you too. And it's going to be beautiful. It's going to be sensual. What you think Bathsheba and David was doing, if he pulled her like that and she was bathing on the roof, she was feeling herself. She was in her Esther energy. You know what I'm saying? She was in her Eve energy. She was feeling herself. Feeling myself. I'm feeling myself. And she was in her feminine essence, bathing in perfume, enjoying the beautiful creature and creation she was made to be. Same thing Esther, when she was in the season of perfume and everything, and David was like, man, you smell good. I can smell your fragrance. Ooh, is that the rose? I need to be the lily in the valley. If that's what a rose at, you a rose among thorns. Can I get down in the valley? You would have a man on his knees, okay? 69. You get it, 69? Okay, so I don't want to go too far on y'all, but yeah, so that's obviously. And then Solomon, the natural book, is all this sexual stuff. So I just want to communicate that to you, the more still maybe religious minded, or I don't want to say anything to offend you all. This is not about offending you, but the more religious minded person could be put off by the sexual content, and it's my desire that none would be lost. And so there's going to be a lot of increase. You all may be having a lot of kids. You all may end up with a lot of babies, because there's going to be a lot of intimacy, but it's going to be increase on all levels. The way Yeshua told them to go out to that fish and get the money, that's how you're going to feel like you playing with Monopoly money. You're going to be like, I get it why, banks and they want to get everything to these systems where you just look on the computer at the numbers, because then you don't really know if it's there or not. They're trying to get us into the kingdom, but which kingdom, right? The kingdom of this world or the kingdom of our God? Because you want to get in the kingdom of the I am right now, because eventually the kingdoms of this world will be and have become. Right? Christ is like, the time is coming and have come now. Yeah, where those kingdoms have become the kingdom and will become the kingdom of our God. And so there's going to be a lot of increase. There's going to be a lot of play. But yeah, the money, because you read it in scripture like he got money out of fish's mouth, out of fish mouth. But you got to really be childlike to get what you're reading, because right now you're just glossing over it. No, I'm telling you, and it was a random, so it would be like you got a fish tank in your house, and all of a sudden it come into your mind, or you look over and you're like, what's in that fish mouth? And it's $100 bill. How did this get in here? You would be telling people it was a miracle. You wouldn't have believed it if you seen it, but I'm telling you, blessed is the one that believes who hasn't seen. But that's what it's going to be like. You're going to step out of the illusion of money, of what they told you. And then you're going to step into the reality that your father owns the cattle on 1,000 hills. And you're going to feel like it's play money. Frolicking around on my compound with my fortress. We slamming car doors. If you ain't talking about nothing, we ain't got no time. Boss, tell me, you gotta relax. Ooh, toes in the sand, mama getting fast. Right, toes in the sand is where the water is. Again, it's getting back to the water, the beaches. I wouldn't even be surprised if you started working regularly from a beachfront. Or even from I feel like for some of you, your life is going to become like a vacation. You're going to literally be in a staycation all the time. That's going to be the experience, because you've gotten so deep into the kingdom. And so it don't matter if you got to go out to work today, you're going to look at it like, oh yeah, we on this island. We said we was going to work with the common people of this of this land. And, you know, we was going to kind of, you know, learn they ways on some Pocahontas. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, we know y'all got some evil ways, but let's see, because the sons and daughters are here, and all of creation has been groaning and waiting for us to arrive. And so we here to shake things up. We here to restore things. We're the repairers of the breach. And so let's see how these different people who brought us over here do it. Oh, okay. I see what they're trying to do right there. I see. And again, don't be fooled by the avatar. Don't look. Man looks on the outside. God looks at the heart. Some of these ones with light bodysuits got more soul than some of these ones with dark bodysuits. You see what I'm saying? So it's the Soul Train Awards. And so you know, is your soul on a train to Georgia? I feel like for some of you, you could be moving, not Georgia in particular, but you could be moving to a place that is more hot. I think it's, you know, or maybe humid, but this is also adding to the water. So you also could be in a cold place where it's winter. But this is where the California people get their redemption, because they say it never rains in sunny California, right? But we've got the hot part, so we get some of the humidity, and then we've got the water part, and so we get to experience the outpouring too. Like, that's how I see it playing out in the game. And so, but yeah, a hot area, again, going back to a beachfront. I mean, I see, like, you know, green, blue water, that really pretty green, blue like this. You may find yourself going out there and going again and going again and going again. Or you may just turn your whole life into a staycation, where now you're not trying to go on vacation to get away. You actually like your life. You ain't going somewhere and like, oh man, I gotta go back home. No, you in the kingdom. We love it here at home. So, verse 9, and then I'm going to do 22 because the 22 stood out to me and it's adjacent across there. So I feel like, again, that's the two in the one book, in the one chapter. The Lord is allowing, the I Am is allowing the two to become one flesh. Okay, that is the hour of the marriage. It's the hour of you being with your person, your exact mate. Share this. Share this. If you one of the women that's been at the well for a long time, having husband after husband, failed relationship after failed relationship, karmic relationship after karmic relationship, steady in a loop, steady trying to figure out, and now you done figured it out, you supposed to go and tell somebody. Show them, come meet a bride. Come meet a man, come meet a woman that was telling me everything about myself, because you're written in the book. That's why the GPS appointments with ElectraBe are so accurate and precise. That's why she can tell you, you know what I'm saying, even men. You seen her videos where she was like, even the one you with now, king, that ain't your queen. Even the one you with now, daughter, that ain't the son. You know, and people is like, no, you know, godly relationships. The woman at the well, Yeshua told her, yo, that one ain't your husband. Like, Vashti had to leave for Esther to come in. You know, and now it's a lot to be said about the way they did it, but Bathsheba first husband, and then there was some consequence that followed that, you know what I'm saying? But we had to wash it clean again. But her first husband had to be put out of the way before she could get with David. See what I'm saying? I can't wait to unfold some more of these mysteries. But so we're in the 22, and so that's straight across. And the 2 is symbolic too, because 2 is a match. And then it's also 2 plus 2, 4. That's double portion. And so 22 can be significant for you right now, as well as 23, as well as 12, as well as 13. Okay? And so 9 says, a man's mind plans his way as he journeys through life, but the Lord directs his steps and establishes them. I feel like that word speaks for itself. Did you hear it? Now let's go to 22. Understanding spiritual insight is a refreshing and boundless wellspring of life to those who have it. But to give instruction and correction to fools is foolish. Woo! I feel like these 2 scriptures the Lord had us turn to, the I am had us turn to, speaks of everything that's already been shared. And giving correction and instruction to fools is foolish. Like, you know, he who has an ear to hear, let him hear what the Spirit is saying to the church. We started with that. We'll end with that, because the way you hear, the way you have eyes to hear, or eyes to see and ears to hear, is where you're in a settled enough space where when you listen to anything, because we are the Word, we're the voice. When John says in Revelations, he said, I turned to see the voice that was speaking to me. How you see a voice? In the beginning was the Word was with God, the Word was God. And the Word became flesh and dwelled among us. And we beheld him in all his glory, full of grace and truth. And now we're beholding her, full of glory. Awake, my glory. Da 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 da. Misty Edwards' voice. You are the melody I sing. You are the melody within. The other singer in this song is David. And that has significance because we've been talking about David so much. Go check out that song. These are some of the words. You are the melody I seek. You are the melody within. You are the melody of my heart, Lord. That's the male part. And then the bride comes in, and she sings too. So you can type in these words in YouTube and it should come up. But she gets this part where she says, awake, awake, my glory. Awake, awake, my song. So again, it's the barren woman that the Lord is communicating to us again. He's saying, sing. She says, put a new song in my mouth. You put a new song on my lips. And then she says, and I will sing of mercy. And I will sing of justice. I will sing. And then now it's the bridegroom backing her up. Because it's the hour of the revelation of the revealing of the bride. Creation has been waiting for the sons and daughters of God to step into their oneness. So she sings, you know, and then he backs her up now in the song. It's just so good and so juicy. But so the I am is the word. The I am is the voice. And so the I am is speaking. The I am is the character. This is the I am story. You know, it's, yeah, his story and her story. But it ain't one or the other, it's both. And that is a counterfeit program trying to get us to just be like, you know, and we've all been in it. I've been in it. Like, to get us to be like, so I want you to know it's humility here. I want you to know when I talk to you, the sword, it cuts. Both is cutting all of us. I'm receiving the word. I want to be a partaker of this fruit. I want to receive and give what I have because it's more blessed to give than to receive. But everybody who gives receives, right? I want to cast my crown before you. and then you give me something else, or I pick up another one of my crowns, because you know what I'm saying, we like these little crowns, you feel me? You know what I'm saying? But you raise us up if we humble, so we go humble ourselves under the mighty hand of God. That we might be exalted in our due season, that we might be like cities set on a hill that cannot be hid, for the glory and the majesty of God, our creator, the uncreated one, but yet the created one, the one who became flesh and dwelled among us. And so you hear what the Spirit is saying by listening to whatever is being played. That's why it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you have the right energies in your heart, if you have love operating on the inside of your cup. That's what comes out of you, you know, and the more you're cultivating that fruit, the more it grows in you, and others can be partaker of the fruit of your life, the fruit of your vineyard. And so when you're listening to something like this time, you pay attention to what is coming to your mind. You pay attention to what is coming to your emotions, what's coming to your spirit, what comes to your imagination. Does a song come to you? Does something that Electra say make you think about a picture, or make you think about when you were 12, or make you think about that time when you were 9, or make you think about that time when you were like 5 or 6, or, you know, whatever it is, when you were 15, you know, whatever it is, which, let's see, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Oh, wow. 6 plus 9 is 15. I didn't know that. Adding is just not, it's not my strong suit. I still use my fingers. But I saw 15 in my mind's eye. And so I said 15. And then I thought to myself, well, we saying 6 and 9 because we was already saying 6 and 9. So it could be 16 too. But then I like, oh, wait, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Whoa, 6. 6, right? How are we doing it? Ride team, ride gang, ride team, ride gang, ride team, ride gang, ride team, ride gang. Yeah. Yo, I'm telling you, like, your wedding party is gonna be fire, like flaming, okay? And all the best ideas of the word, because Dad throw a good party. Dad like drinks at his party. He like the best foods at his party. He go out. And he want people to be there. And when people be trying to act like they too busy to come to Dad parties, Dad be like, you can't tell. Dad want the best for you. Dad like, what? Send some more people to go send out another invitation. Tell them they ain't RSVP yet for the wedding. I got my fatted calf. I done slain everything. I got the wine. The best wine, because we say the best wine for last. Remember they told you at the other wedding, they was like, wait a minute, when we was already drunk, because we want you drunk in the spirit. We want you drunk in love. We want you drinking. We want you drinking. Your mouth get filthy. So the program wants us to think filthy is a negative word, but look at the word filthy. So out of the scripture says, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. Fill my cup, Lord. Right? You're saying you feel the inside of the cup, because the inside is going to show up on the outside. That's what Yeshua told us. He said you clean the inside of the cup, the outside becomes clean. So you like, feel thee. Fill me up, Lord, till I want no more. I want to run over. I want to run over to the wedding. Oh, yeah. Let me. Okay, yeah. Oh, you got some. Oh, you cook some food and stuff for me? Oh, yeah, I'm just about to be done. Yeah, let me run over there real fast. Yeah. I'll run right over. These are all ways to help us expand and think about it. And so, feel thee. It's the water that Yeshua talked about to the woman at the well. He said it's the revelation of you, bride. It's what we talk about in Revelation, where the Lamb wipes away every tear from your eyes. No more pain, No more pain, no more pain. No drama, no more drama in your life. No one's gonna make you hurt again. Really? The Lamb will wipe away every tear from your eyes when you get to this place. And it's the water from the inside now, because you've been filled up. He's filled thee. Fill my cup, Lord. I lift it up, Lord. Come and quench this thirsting. Both of us are thirsting. Jesus was at the well too, waiting for her. Your king is thirsting for you. He's desiring for you, but when you get to a certain level, you've been thirsting too. That's why you steady going to the well. But now y'all both done found the water. It's going back to what we were saying about the water and the fish. This thirsting in my soul, bread from heaven. Till, oh yes, I will do this in remembrance of you. I will eat the body and drink the blood. Feed me the manna, the same way you were the manna in that wilderness. Feed me till, feed me till, feed me. Some of us still nursing. It's okay. You'll get to this meat, this good seasoned meat. Cook just how you like it. Feed me till I want no more. Fill my cup. Fill me till I'm satisfied, because I give you the desires of your heart, all of them. Fill it up and make me whole. The end part, make me whole. It says you are filled up and he is filled up. You all come together. And this is part of the mystery where Paul in Ephesians 5, he says, he talking about the spiritual. And he's like, I'm talking about Christ and the bride, but I'm also talking about like why a man would leave his father and mother and cleave to his wife. He says this is a great mystery. That's what we're unfolding for you in this hour, some of this mystery. And so thanks for joining us. Hopefully you had ears to hear what we're speaking to you from this. And ElectraBe likes to do this at the end. Since she's saying happy birthday, we're wishing everybody a happy birthday. And we want you to know that you are celebrated, whether it's an Earth Day or it's a mental and emotional birthday. We give you the desires of your heart. So it's okay to wish upon a star, the bright and morning star, to follow where you are. I gotta be watching the stars. I gotta be looking up to the hills from whence coming my help, because the help for the relationship is coming from the Lord. But he's saying look up. Wishing on a star. You gotta look up, because when they looked up, when those astrologers, those magi looked up, they knew exactly where the Christ would be. Eve is in the field now, Adam. You know the field. You've been working the field. You was working the field, then you stepped into your manhood, and then you went back to just working the field. You know what I'm saying? You've been faithful over a few things, but we about to make you rule over much. We ain't gonna talk about them few things right now. But yeah, Eve is. You got to look up. You got to get back to the time where you would spend with us in the cool of the day. Where art thou? It's time for you to be at home in the kingdom. Look up. And you'll know exactly, in looking up, Adam, you'll know exactly where we've been cultivating Eve. And then there she goes. Oh, hi. And we'll tell you more about how the story is going to go later. But so, on the count of 3, the same way when we used to, as kids, if we had a birthday cake, and we had all our friends celebrating us and loved ones and whatever that looked like for you, where you felt incredible. And, you know, as a kid, it was okay to make a wish. It was nothing, you know, demonic or bad about it, right? We could be childlike. So we're going to be childlike right now. And no kids said what they wished for outside, because remember, Dad is like, pray in secret. Prayer is wishing. Spells are wishing too. When you wishing evil on that person, you're actually casting something that you don't want to boomerang and come back to you, and it come back. But then when you wishing goodwill towards all men, that come back too. So whatever's coming out is coming back, right? That's why you and Adam and Eve gotta figure out y'all dance. But you figured out enough separate from each other. Now we're about to bring you together. But you got to look up, because this is the last thing we're going to share. This is why it was men who found the Christ, because he who finds a wife. And so for our story now in the Bride of Christ loop, where it's the revealing of the bride of Christ. Men, this is the hour for you all to really allow the Holy Spirit to strengthen you in your discerning of spirits gift, to strengthen you in your intuitive gifting, to strengthen you in your ability to see and hear and perceive and know, right? Because all sheep know our parents' voice. And so it was men who looked up and could hear, could perceive the message coming from heaven down to earth, and they knew exactly where to find Christ. And now men, he who finds a wife, he who's able to listen and perceive and understand and hear and see and know, he who finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor. Ooh. 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 The favor coming to you, son. And so you got to be able to look up and hear, so you can know exactly where we've placed her. Okay? So you can know exactly the same way they knew where the son was being born. Now you got to know where the daughter, because you have bought her. You've already paid the price to have her. That's why she's your match. You got to find where the daughter is at in the field. Okay? Ruth out there in the field, you might be around her and not even realize it. Or you might look over and be like, whoa, like how you was looking for your keys and you like, I was looking for my keys and I forgot I had a hole in my pocket. You know, and you like, oh, whoa, look at what I found, my keys. Or you like, oh, whoa, look at did I just find myself in a position next to this beautiful woman to now be her redeemer? Oh my goodness. And she want me. That's how you gonna feel, King, what we've prepared for you. You're gonna feel so honored. You're gonna feel so favored, because you obtain favor. This is your good thing. And so you can ring my bell. So if you want more insight, you can ask the Holy Spirit to show you more. But we're going to go ahead, and on the count of 3, I want you to get the wish on the inside of you, where your Father sees in secret, but will reward you openly, so it'll show up. And on the count of 3, I want you to make your wish. We're going to do Ride Gang Ride. So 1, 2, 3.